Hi guys, it's Lily here today. My name is Angie, and today I'm going to talk about 5 must-haves for high porosity hair. So if you want to know what those 5 must-haves are, be sure to keep watching and remember to subscribe.
Time can never break your heart, but it'll take the pain away. Right now, our future's certain. I won't let it fade away.
Okay, so I'm also going to be starting to do this thing where I mention what products that I currently have in my hair in each video, because most of the time I always look back at my older videos and I'm like, oh my god, my hair looks so good. What products do I have in my hair right now? Because girl, your hair be looking flawless, and then I have no idea and I do not remember at all. So, because I use a lot of products like constantly. So currently I have the green apple and aloe leave-in conditioner, as well as the curl defining cream from Talia Wajid, and I also have my Rich Juice hair oil in my hair, of course. So let's just hop into the video. Also, what do you guys feel about the bangs? Like, I love my bangs, but sometimes they just clump together weirdly, and I'm just like, what is going on with you guys? And then you guys comment or like you message me and they're like, what are you talking about? Your bangs look so good right now. But yeah, I like the bangs, but sometimes they can get a little bit on my nerves. So the first must-have for high porosity are protein treatments. Also, can we just acknowledge my earrings right now that are like hiding in between my hair? Like, these are amazing for your hair. If you have high porosity, you are going to need protein in order to restore that protein in your hair, the keratin in your hair. When you have high porosity, you just need a lot of protein, just because your hair is very fragile, and protein or keratin, whatever you want to call it, it really helps repair the hair. I think protein treatments are exceptionally amazing for high porosity, but with low porosity you can use some of it, but with high porosity, that's like your bae. So my favorite one, of course, these aren't CG friendly, completely CG friendly. They have silicones in it. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. And if you want, you can use protein deep conditioners, which can help a little bit if you do not want to use non-CG friendly products, but I'm okay with it because I do use sulfate cleansers to wash it out every so often. So I use this every 2 months. So these are the Apogee Tuesday protein treatment, and then I ended off with the Apogee balancing moisturizer. This pair right here is amazing. I'm just going to show you guys right here. That's what it looks like. So for the longest, I was just using the packet, the sample size, and I was just pouring it into my little applicator bottle and just applying it like that, because this is kind of expensive. Like, it's not as expensive as your high-end products, shampoos, conditioners, but it can be a little bit pricey for the average consumer. I'm going to put the prices like right over here on the screen so you are aware of the prices before, so you can determine if you can or if you're willing to purchase these. But from my opinion, these are amazing products and they're worth the splurge. They can be found at Sally's, and they just help restore my hair to its natural state. I started using this early on in my journey. If you want to strictly be CG friendly, you can try to find a protein deep conditioner. I know DevaCurl has a deep sea repair deep conditioner that you can use. It is mostly protein based. So the second must-have of high porosity is water. Now let's say you saw your hair and a couple hours later, or at least a day later, your hair is just looking bad. Even though you slept in your satin pillowcase, you protected your hair and everything, it's still looking bad. That's kind of what high porosity most likely is for most people. With high porosity, you style your hair, you put some products in it, and then with high porosity, your hair shaft is completely wide open, so all the products that you currently put in your hair shaft will just boop, they just seep out. They're like, bye sister, they're like, no, we don't want you here. So I really recommend just spritzing your hair with water. If you are starting your natural hair journey, you may need to spritz your hair a little bit with some water, at least every day or every other day, depending on what your hair needs. So really just take advantage of your water. You heard it here, kids, and drink your water. So the next must-have in your natural hair journey with high porosity is oils or sealants. So particularly my favorite oil or sealant is my Retro's Hair Wax oil. This is what it looks like right here. It is, I believe it's $15 or $13. I will put the price right over here as well. But it can be only purchased online, but it is honestly worth the wait just to get it shipped and everything out to you. So after I put my styling products in and everything, I will use this. Also, gels are considered sealant just because it freezes the hair, locks it in place, so it is a sealant. But I just go in anyways because I'm just addicted to stuff, and I put 2 drops in my hands and then I just scrunch up, and it helps to seal in the products in your hair. So you always want to use a sealant. Sealant? What? You always want to use a sealant once you finish applying your products in your hair so that your hair can just be sealed and all the other products will not leave your hair shaft. Either with a butter if your hair is more coarser, thicker in texture, or if your hair is finer, you can use an oil or lightweight oil. I will also put a picture up here of what are considered sealing oils and moisturizing oils right over here. Now the fourth step kind of goes in with the first step, and that is protein hair masks and moisturizing hair masks. Now hair masks in general are honestly important, but with your high porosity you may want to stick to mostly protein masks, or every other week you can do protein hair masks. So let's say you do 1 week moisturizing hair mask, the other protein hair mask, and if you feel your hair and you know it more, you learn how to take care of it more, you will know the signs of which hair mask you need to use. Don't stick to one hair mask every single time because your hair may not need protein that day, or your hair may not need moisture that day. Every other week, be sure to change it up a little bit. If your hair feels dry, do a moisturizing deep conditioner. If your hair feels kind of weak, be sure to use a protein deep conditioner. It honestly depends on your hair. This honestly relates to low porosity, medium porosity, or high porosity, but with high porosity you tend to want to stick to protein deep conditioner. Oh, and one more thing with the deep conditioner subject, I also made a video on my favorite deep conditioner, so you can click on the I bar right here, and that's just a whole nother video that you can see more of my favorite deep conditioners. So the fifth must-have for high porosity are moisturizing creams or leave-in conditioners. So with your hair, just like I spoke about before, your hair honestly loses most of its moisture after day 1 because you have high porosity, unless you use a very moisturizing product from the get-go. I really recommend you guys to use a leave-in conditioner before your stylers because that will just help keep the moisture in and everything. I know it's not a sealant, but it also adds a protective layer for your hair. It's almost like if you put a primer on a wall before you paint. That is the reason why you use a primer in order to get a better paint job. So with your hair, you use a leave-in conditioner to get a better result from putting the stylers on and everything afterwards. So your hair just took moisturize from within. I actually am making a video soon on my favorite leave-in conditioner, so stay tuned for that. And also be sure to use really moisturizing creams because that will help you also throughout your washing, just to lengthen the time between you having to wash your hair. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and comment down below any of your hair struggles that you have with high porosity. And if you honestly need more help that I didn't include in this video, be sure to either comment down below. I will be sure to comment back to you, or you can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is right over here in case you need more help with your hair and you're really struggling with it and everything. I will be glad to help you. I always answer my DMs in my comments on my YouTube and as well as in my Instagram. Be sure to subscribe so you can see more content I have in store for you guys in the future. And be sure to hit the notification button down below so you can notify every single time I upload a new video. I'll upload it every Sunday. And be sure to share this video if you enjoyed it and you want your friends to enjoy it as well. Remember to wear your crown, not a frown, stay beautiful, and love you guys. Bye.